Good evening, teacher. My name is Aneloa. I talk about the monitor model crossing, the compared to the theory, the three theories. The monitor model crossing, the main characteristic is the two independent systems, the acquisition and the learning. The theory errors analyze the coder main characteristic can inform teaching methods to address specific learning difficulties. The theoretical foundation, the learning errors, and the similitudes, but theories acknowledge the role of errors in the learning process. The different focus on analyze errors of insects, while the crossing focus on creation conditional of acquisition. The contrastive analysis the theory Lado main characteristics predicts learn errors based on the difference between the learned native language and the target language. The similarities but theories analogous the influence of the learning native language. The difference doesn't consider the role of comprehensive input of the effective filter and the universal grammar Chomsky theory is the main characteristic it proposes that humans have an innate language faculty that guides language acquisition and the similarities but theories analogous the roles of innate language abilities and the difference doesn't address the role of a pure input of the affective filter. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lamingo Alexander. Error analysis corridor. My characteristics. The error analysis corridor focus on errors, maybe second language learning as her window into understand the learning process. Modern crashes focus on the role on international monitor of editor in language produced via correct. Contrastive analysis size is based on the comparison between two native languages and their target language to predict and decode errors. Universal grammar Chomsky focused on the innate, universal principles underlying language learning. Similarities Arterial says the importance of the understand and correct errors in learning a second language. The agree that language errors can be predicted and revealed of the language acquisition process. The recognizing the language learning is influenced by international and extreme factors. Difference error analysis focus on analyzing learning errors. The monitor model emphasis international monitoring production. Contrastive analysis basis of comparison between language. Universal grammar postulates innate principles of language acquisition. Thank you.
In this part, contrastive analysis compared to the other three theories. Uh, Contrastive analysis have systematic comparison that compares to language in a detailed and structured what to identify similarities and difference. Two predictions of difficulties anticipates areas where students may have problems based on the difference between language. A third structuralist approach that is focused on linguistic structures including phonology, morphology, syntax, and lexicon. For utility in teaching, assist in the creation of teaching materials and lesson planning to address problem areas. 5. A basis of linguistic interference. This part based on the idea that errors in the second language are due to transfer from the mother tongue. 6. A preventive method. This attempts to prevent errors before they occur by identifying structural differences. 7. A historical relevance. Most prominent in 1915 and 1916, especially in foreign language teaching. And finally, language specific focus. This part comparison between a specific language such as English and Spanish to identify particular difficulties.
I am going to talk about language acquisition theories and comparing Chomsky's universal graph. First, And we have Chomsky's universal grammar, and the main features indicate that the language is an innate and universal faculty. The theoretical foundation argues that humans are capable of producing new sentences and suggesting an internal structure common to our language. And the Crash's monitor model. This model proposes that learners acquire a language naturally and effortlessly, and Crash's theoretical foundation indicates that language is acquired and similar to how children learn their mother tongue and without formal instruction and their error analysis theory. This theory highlights that mistakes are a natural, inevitable part of the process of learning a foreign language. These mistakes should be used to help learners improve and become valuable tools and for language development. And finally, the contrastive analysis hypothesis suggests that errors in learning a new language are caused by interference from the learner's native language. This theory is based on the idea that it can be used to develop specific teaching materials.
Universal grammar, similarities and differences. Similarities with Krashen monitor. Both theories consider the internal process of language acquisition and have influenced language education practices. Differences with Krashen monitor. Krashen focuses on input and effective factors being practical, while Chomsky emphasizes innate structures and is theoretical. Similarities with error analysis, and both recognize the importance of understanding the learner's internal language process. Differences with error analysis. Chomsky theory is innate and theoretical, while Carter error analysis is practical, applied, and empirical. Similarities with contrastive analysis. Both acknowledge the role of native language in learning a new language. Differences with contrastive analysis. Chomsky's theory is nativist and universal, while Little's behaviorist, structural, predictive, and practical.